announcing a transformational blockchain ecosystem with Brian Rogers, AB Foundation.
So as we're waiting here, the first screen you're going to see is two groups. So first off, good afternoon, Dubai. I'm Brian Rogers. I'm coming here actually with two capacities. So I am the director of the AB chain, and I'm also the CEO of Neurothink, a machine learning platform. From there, have been a serial entrepreneur. This Neurothink is my 5th startup now, and I went on to a number of different corporations as a consultant, helping about 12 other companies be founded. I've also had two patents that I authored in the past. So enough of me, Charles. So Charles Donnelly, I think that when you get a chance to hear him speak, you'll be really impressed. He's a very smart guy. He has 3 graduate degrees. His areas of study are engineering, mechanical engineering, and he has an MBA. And after school, he was selected by the US Navy in the nuclear power program, where he was designing nuclear reactors. So he's definitely the right guy to be involved on my team with machine learning and some of the complex math that goes into machine learning. So AB Chain is it's a 3rd generation blockchain technology. This is our 2nd generation of the AB Chain. The AB Chain, the first one, we started with going to the 2nd version in March with about 100,000 active users. Since March, we've increased by 50,000 more active users on this blockchain. What makes this chain unique is what we have is what we call a hybrid consensus mechanism on a multi-layered blockchain. So what this means is we have a delegated proof of stake and we have a proof of work component. The chains we call the fast chain and the slow chain. First, I'll walk you through how this works. So, as I said, there's the fast chain, which is made up of a committee that are selected by a level of staking. Once they validate this, every 5 seconds, it gets dropped into what we call fruit. And the fruit is basically just a record of all these transactions. From the fruit, the slow chain will go and do the validation on the fruit and sign off on it. So one of the things that we're all really aware of by now is to have a blockchain that really thrives in the future, you need the ability to be cross-chain interoperable. So this is another thing we've built into the chain right now. The way we do this is we have multi-sig contracts to bridge for the assets from other chains. So as we built this out, we really wanted to develop an ecosystem, a decentralized ecosystem that was competitive with a lot of the things that are out there. You know, and I'm sure you've heard from a lot of different chains out there that claim that they have all these things. We've actually built all these things except for the very last one. The NFT marketplace, that will be later in the summer. So starting off with our stablecoin. So we call this ACash. So ACash is a stable token that is pegged to the dollar, and we have the ability to then convert the ACT to USDT. And the AST is minted by purchasing it with any of the popular cryptos, like Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin, etc. So, you know, having a good blockchain, you have to also have a strong, robust smart contract process. This is another thing that we have that we've been working really hard on. We really want to make this very easy for users. So we have a very easy user interface to be able to build these smart contracts. So, and again, as I said, we have a low gas fee because of the level of transactions. So one of the exciting things about what we have, I think, it's a really unique thing, is a alternative to a decentralized storage application that's based on IPFS. So essentially what we've done is we've created an incentive layer on this, the IPFS. With this incentive layer, we reward in the AST. The AST can also then be, we have a one-to-one parity with Filecoin. So as you earn ASTs, if you want to move them out into to Filecoin, you can. And this is actually our first example of our interoperability with another chain, and many more to come. So to step through, for those of you in the audience that know a lot about this, this is going to be very simple. So the very basics of how this works is a user pays a miner to store the data. The miner commits data, and the network validates, and then the user pays the miner to retrieve the data. So really, from what you've seen out there, it's really not much different than others out there. Oh, actually, I'm going to go back here. One last point I want to make. One thing that is different about this, I forgot to mention, is so we have an application that will allow our miners to be able to basically access pre-configured nodes. This is pretty big because with some of the other players out there, it can be pretty complex. I mean, IPFS has some really strict requirements on how you set up your nodes. What we've done is we're making it very easy for the miners. We have these pre-configured nodes. You can go in as a miner and start rolling right away. And what this means also, because you're not responsible for all the restrictions that come along with IPFS, you'll never have fines. So, of course, there's the DeFi aspect. So we actually now we've been building out, and we have in operation a DEX, but we'll be building out this more and more. Right now, XSwap does have compatibility with all the major wallets out there. So one of the things, another really exciting, in addition to storage, that really excites our team is we now have the domain music.net for NFTs. This is a really interesting play because it's going to be specifically focused on the entire music industry. So it's not just individual artists, it's going to be anybody that's involved in music. The process is a very simple three-step process. As an artist, you come in, you go into a form, answer a few questions, and you step through, and the next step, you upload your asset, and then last step, our team goes in and validates the assets that's been uploaded. The other thing that's really cool about this that we haven't seen out there is we do support digital rights contracts. So part of those questions, we start to build that digital rights contract. And the way it's structured from a standpoint of copies, you can do 100 up to 100,000 copies. So coming to an end here, there's one last thing I wanted to announce. So we're using this conference to make a big announcement with music.net. There are many other things that we'll be doing in the future, but our first big NFT release is going to be the Grammy and AMA award-winning Naughty by Nature. We have many others coming up, so it'll be a very interesting journey with music.net. I hope you guys will be active users, and you can find us, let's see. Here's some places you can find us. We currently are trading eBay on zbx.com and zbx.plus, and we are working on rolling out into other exchanges out there.